Sussex, attended the George Zajfen tennis tournament in Los Angeles with her husband, Prince Harry. And this wasn't just another public appearance. It was deeply personal. The event honored her close friend, Kelly McKee Zajfen's son, George, who passed away at 9 years old from COVID-19 and viral meningitis. During the speech, Meghan became visibly emotional, wiping away tears as Kelly spoke about her late son and the impact of the charity they've built in his name.
You continue to show up for our family, for foster youth, and for every child who deserves a chance to thrive. We are endlessly inspired by how you use your voices to lift others, how you lead with empathy, and how your compassion sparks passion in everyone around you. It's the greatest honor that you chose to celebrate the Alliance for Children's Rights in Jordy's name. Thank you for helping keep this light shining in the hearts of so many. We love you so much.
That is what empathy looks like in action. Meghan has supported Kelly for years, and her presence there wasn't for headlines. It was for love, loss, and legacy. The tournament raised over $200,000 for the Alliance for Children's Rights, helping vulnerable kids get access to legal and social support. While tabloids like to frame Meghan's emotions as performative, the reality is this. She's a woman showing up for her friend, standing beside another mother who's been through the unthinkable. Every time Meghan and Harry appear at something like this, they remind the world what purpose beyond the crown looks like. It's not about photo ops. It's about showing up with heart. And Meghan does that every single time.
And why you watch her interviews and she just seems off. She's owned by a pharmaceutical company. The 2 children that she had, they're not hers. She didn't have them with Harry. And how her and Harry met is that she's a prostitute.
This woman just slandered Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, by claiming she was owned by Big Pharma, that her kids aren't theirs, and that she met Prince Harry as a prostitute. Not only is that insane, and not only have those lies been debunked, the lies are coming from a fake doctor running a wellness con. Her name is Letitia Pestova. Notice I didn't call her doctor. That's because she isn't one. She might call herself a doctor, but she has no accredited medical degree, no peer-reviewed research, nothing that qualifies her to even treat a paper cut. But what she does sell is a serum called Pestova's Merkaba, made with zeolite and chlorophyll, marketed as energetic detox. Here's the reality. Zeolite is a porous mineral used in industrial filtration and kitty litter. It's not approved by the FDA to treat anything in humans. Every major medical center, from MSK to the National Cancer Institute, says that there's zero clinical evidence it detoxes anything. Chlorophyll? That should sound familiar to you because we learned that in elementary school. That's the green pigment from plants. It's good for photosynthesis, not removing toxins. The only thing proven that chlorophyll does is make grass green and smoothies expensive. Yet she's selling this frequency detox through a Stripe link and telling people she can cleanse their bodies of vaccine injuries while spreading lies about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and her marriage. Letitia Pestova is a liar, a quack, and a con. If someone online calls themselves a doctor but can't show an accredited school, if they're selling untested serums through social media, and if they're weaponizing misogynistic gossip to drive clicks, you're not looking at a healer. You're looking at a grifter. Every lie about Meghan is bait for a sale. Every detox post is an invoice. Make her show proof. Proof of her claims about Meghan and her so-called cures. Show us the science behind your claims. Letitia Pestova, show us your credentials. And stop hiding behind pseudoscience to profit off the gullible. And to everyone watching, don't fall for the fake wellness industry. Ask for licenses. Ask for data. Don't buy detox cures from people who can't even spell accredited.
Meghan Markle.
Waiting on. I'm waiting to see what the courts decide when it comes to the lawsuit that Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron filed against Candace Owens. Because that case isn't just about them, it's about accountability. It's about what happens when you use your platform to spread deliberate lies and weaponize misinformation against public figures for profit. Sound familiar? See where I'm getting at? If the courts hold Candace Owens responsible, that will be a precedent. A warning shot. A sign that you just can't spew defamation under the guise of commentary and walk away untouched. And when that happens, I hope the message is loud and clear, because Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry have endured years of the same treatment. Lies, libel, slander, all monetized and packaged for news. It's long overdue for someone to make an example of it. I don't even think they need to sue everyone. Just a couple. Here are my suggestions. Dan Wooten, Kinsey Schofield, Nana Akua, and a few TikTok creators come to mind. Just enough to remind the world that freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequences. Because until there are real consequences, people like Candace will keep peddling hate as entertainment. So yes, I'm watching this case closely.
To remind us why she's just like us, flaunting $300,000 in jewelry at a charity event.
Oh look, it's Billy Bush, crawling out of the Access Hollywood gutter. You should have stayed canceled, Billy. Aren't you the same man who laughed and giggled while Felon 47 bragged about assaulting women? And now you think you're qualified to judge Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex? Imagine the nerve of a man who lost his career for laughing through a confession of SA, trying to play moral referee. Billy, your moral compass was broken then, and it's still broken now. You have nerve to lecture anyone about what they're wearing when your claim to fame is enabling a predator on national television.
She's your girl's hot in the purple.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, the Donald is good.
Whoa. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the do anything.
And then you ask, why do we need to hear from them?
Just like, why do we need to hear from them? Is my thing. Is like,
I don't
well, you know
really
what? Why
get
are you
that
the
either.
keynote speaker at all these charity events? You're not your
You're an
husband's
actress,
mother.
which is fine.
You're an actress. You're fifth
you're
on the
not.
call sheet.
The real question is, who asked to hear from you? Nobody needed you then, and nobody needs you now. You should have stayed in the cancellation graveyard you crawled out of. And as for you, Darren Karp, who are you anyway?
Mindy Kaling comes over and she's like, I love your outfit. Who makes it? I love your outfit. And Meghan Markle's like, well, I'm very high-low. She's like, my pants are from Zara, which like, okay,
That's
I shop
low.
it. That's low. I shop at Zara. Totally
Yeah,
cool.
me too.
But then she's like, my top's Loro Piana, which is probably at least a $2,500 top. And I'm like, no. You're not high-low. You're just an asshole. This is an asshole comment to make.
Bless your insecure and jealous heart. You call Meghan an asshole for wearing Loro Piana, while pretending Zara makes her relatable. The real asshole here is you. You heard Loro Piana and your tax bracket collapsed. It's all right, sweetie. Nobody's judging you for being basic, poor, and irrelevant. The only thing high-low about you is your self-esteem. Billy and Darren are a perfect match for each other. Two irrelevant voices gasping for air by dragging a woman whose success keeps burning through their mediocrity. Meghan attends charity events. You two attend the pity party known as your careers. The truth is, Meghan is global, you're local. She's timeless, you're expired. And nobody needs to see and hear from Billy Bush again. Ever. Cares over whether she called herself a journalist? Cute. The video's gone now. Conveniently. But we can revisit the exact phrasing.
Like investigative journalism locked in. I got some.
When someone says investigative journalism locked in, then launches into a dramatic retelling of third-hand gossip as if it were the truth, It's not wild to assume they're positioning themselves as some kind of truth teller. If I misunderstood the job title, fine, I'll own up to it. But it's not the main event. If that's your entire takeaway, that I mistook a TikToker's flair for investigative cosplay as journalism, you've missed the entire point. Because here's what actually matters. She was amplifying messy, unverifiable hearsay about Megan Sussex, treating it like it was a mic drop moment. No receipts, no context, just vibes and vague friend of a friend drama, passed off as credible narrative. And yes, I responded with intensity, because when someone tries to smear a woman's character, especially a woman of color, based on gossip they can't even back up, they deserve to be called out loudly. This isn't about journalism versus TikTok. It's about accountability. If you're going to go viral on commentary rooted in rumor, expect people to push back, especially when your hot take leans on tired misogynistic tropes and royal fan fiction. So no, I'm not apologizing for the tone. Some nonsense doesn't deserve a polite rebuttal. It deserves to be dismantled. Let's also address the culture of gossip itself. Are we still entertaining this behavior like it's 10th grade high school drama? Grow up. Gossip isn't just immature, it's toxic. It corrodes reputations, distorts truth, and it creates echo chambers where cruelty is applauded as tea. And when gossip disproportionately targets women of color, it stops being petty, it becomes dangerous. Next time, bring receipts or bring silence. With Princess Diana, fabulously.
Harry said publicly, so much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mom. She has the same compassion, she has the same empathy, she has the same confidence, she has this warmth about her.
And those are the words from Princess Diana's son, Prince Harry. So not only has Richard K said it, and apparently Richard K is a good friend of Diana's, and he has said they would have gotten along and approved their choice to leave the monarchy and move to California. Because if you looked at Princess Diana, she wanted to be a free bird too. She would have been so happy for Harry to have that freedom. And Meghan and Harry have that freedom now. They are doing things now that they would have never been able to do under the RF. And now you have Harry's own words, comparing his mother to Meghan. And in fact, Prince Harry is very much like his mother, Princess Diana. He is his mother's son. And so the haters can say otherwise, but I will take Prince Harry's word over theirs. Because that is his mother and he knows her personally. These haters don't. They're all just deranged. Meghan would have gotten along with Princess Diana.
The UK tabloids keep saying that Duchess Meghan is irrelevant, but yet she's booked and busy at all these events that they wish they were invited to. Because apparently irrelevant means front row at Paris Fashion Week and the guest of honor at Emma Greed's table. In the past few weeks, Duchess Meghan has been seen in Paris Fashion Week at Balenciaga's show. She's been in New York speaking on panels at major events. And last night, she was the guest of honor at Emma Greed's seat at the table. So is it irrelevance or is it access? The narrative in the UK is that she's faded into obscurity. However, what's really true is that she stopped performing for people who never rooted for her in the first place. It has moved from headlines to high society, and honestly, that's a different kind of visibility, one that they can't even wrap their minds around. It's not that Meghan has disappeared, it's that she's existing where her critics can't reach her. And nothing makes people more angry than a woman who thrives when you thought you broke her. So if this is irrelevant, honey, sign me right up. I'm Michaela Ian, and that's the Culture Take.
Yeah, we need to talk about Kelly Rowland really quick. For real. Like, what? Do you guys realize, like, something? Like, so Kelly is 45 years old, you guys. That woman is 45 years old. Let me say that again. She is 45.
Current trend that's happening right now between, who looks younger between white women and black women. You already know, black women goddesses, okay? Beautiful, gorgeous, look young, fountain of youth. The white women, Crypt Keeper, Rodney Dangerfield looking at. Y'all just need to just stop, okay? You're not going to win this one, okay? Just stop. Just throw the white flag.
A lot of people said that at the time, the Queen, the late Queen, who was universally beloved, regardless of whether you were a royalist or not, couldn't have really known the full details of what Prince Andrew was accused of and some of his behaviour, the worst behaviour and the excesses we talked about before. I wonder, there were aspects of the book that you might have been surprised by. Was the level of the Queen's knowledge, the late Queen's knowledge, something that did shock you a little bit?
It did. It shocked me enormously. It's not what I expected. We'd always assumed she'd put the monarchy ahead of her family. And I assumed to start with that she was just putting her head in the sand, an old woman didn't really want to know. But it became increasingly clear that reports were made to her about her son by senior diplomats, by politicians, and she ignored them. In fact, I have a story from intelligence sources of complaints about him basically taking bribes. And this was reported to the Queen, and she didn't want to know.
That is a huge story.
It is shocking because it's not the behaviour we expected of her or indeed anyone in that position. But this is what she did. I mean, every time he was quoted in some new scandal, she'd give him a new honour, or she would, show her support by asking him to walk her to her seat or sit beside him in the car.
So sort of royal washing in terms of sort of reputation changing the story in some way. But there's also some suggestion that he, as you call...
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God.
Officially, though, he will still retain the dukedom. It could be removed by an act of parliament. Would you support legislation to do that?
We're going to be guided by the royal family and His Majesty the King
but on
this.
A personal level, would you support legislation to remove his dukedom?
I think it's right that he's relinquishing the titles. And I think that's
you're evading my question.
No, I'm not evading that question.
Would you support any legislation?
I think we'll be guided by the royal family on this as to whether... I think the royal family have said that they didn't want to take up parliamentary time with this. There are lots of other things that Parliament is discussing. I think it's right he's given up his titles.
Truth by creating an incentive for untruth. Far from caring about the harmful effects of algorithms, the social media companies and their allies / competitors in the press rely on them, I think, to make money. I see three main problems. First, the marketing of hatred. The case of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle forcefully makes the point. The data analyst's bot Sentinel looked at 114,000 Twitter posts about the couple since January 2020 and found two things. Firstly, that 55 accounts had been set up solely to post negative material about them, and 28 more accounts had been set up to amplify those messages. And secondly, that the Twitter algorithm, which suggests people you might want to follow, urged someone who had viewed one hate account or message to follow several others. These 83 accounts were responsible for 70% of the negative content targeted on the couple. One account posted 111,031 messages about them. Bot Sentinel reckons there are 264 single-purpose hate accounts solely targeting Harry and Meghan. To the innocent bystander, it looks like the whole world hates Harry and Meghan. No, there we are. But this is not just ordinary, spontaneous or altruistic hatred. It is deliberate and coordinated. It uses social media recommender systems to amplify hatred. Like all clickbait, it uses hatred to entice people to follow a link to an article on another client web page where money is to be made, which is how it knowingly monetizes hatred, as shown by the network of YouTube channels that notched up 497 million views and $3.48 million on the back of hateful and inaccurate material about Meghan alone. 3 YouTube channels, Yankee Wally, Murky Meg, and according to Taz, had more than 70 million views and earned $494,730. all on the back of hatred of Meghan. The same goes for UK newspapers that fill their online sites with hateful Meghan material. It is becoming their richest clickbait scene, apart perhaps from the sidebar of shame on Mail Online. It drives viewing and earns advertising income, which is why so many British opinion writers pen so much drivel about the couple, not because the story matters, it doesn't, not because the writer genuinely cares about it, they don't, but because it makes money. That is not journalism. It's a perversion of journalism. And yet again, it means that the press see other people's lives as commodities to be traded.
When you start to understand the ripple effect that can have for so many others, kind of giving men and boys permission to talk about these things.
Men are talking. They're talking in ways that make sense to them, and the world is not listening.
Publicly, the amount of friends of mine, tough guys, the speed in which they felt mission to be able to open up to me was extraordinary.
I think there's almost a little bit of a misnomer when we say there's a loneliness epidemic, because I can tell you a lot of these guys online are lonely together.
Confusion for young men at the moment is there is a very strong narrative of what not to be. You ask 1,000 young men what they think about masculinity, and the vast majority of them are going to say, you mean toxic.
What the goal should be, and I believe what the goal is to encourage the conversation to become so normal that you can just have it with your mate.
I believe that we must have a way to meld the contemporary and traditional ideas of what it means to be a man. Talking to young men and saying, we're trying to work it out too. We're going to find a way together.
Let's talk about an uncomfortable aspect of racism. Some white people who have black children, even if they've birthed them, are racist. Yeah, not all of them, but a lot of them are. A lot of them just like to fetishize black people, thinking that, you know, I am just sexually attracted to them, but I don't have to treat them as human. I sat there my whole life watching my own mother do this to my brother. And it's really unfortunate because every single time they had a fight, what word do you think she used? I'll give you a hint, it starts with an N. And she birthed this man. She birthed this man and she treated him like he was a dog his whole life and still continues to do so. Why do you think that he moved 2,000 miles away immediately after college and never came back? Because a lot of white people out there just like to have black children just so that they can say they have black children. But a lot of y'all don't even want to talk about it. And again, it's not every white person, but a lot of you love to do this. For example, one time I was seeing a black guy, my mom caught wind of it, and she goes, oh my God, I want black grandbabies so bad. I was literally just seeing this guy. That was it. And she wanted to use black grandbabies as a trophy, to be like, I have black grandbabies. What are you talking about? These people aren't trophies. You shouldn't treat them like, oh my God, it's so taboo. Look at me. I have black family. It's not like that. They're people. And it's so more prevalent than you think it is.
Black American women are so goddamn fine. Not to say that the black UK women are not fine. They are very beautiful. There's just something about the black American women that makes them glow. I don't know what they be putting in the water in America, but the black American women are a different level. Doesn't matter whether they're Haitian, African American, Caribbean, even mixed race. They have any sort of melanin in them. You pair that with an American accent. Doesn't matter what state, I just automatically get weak at the knees. I am certain that I will marry a black American woman. Yes, I may be from the UK. Yes, I may live in London. But my wife is melanated, and she may be from Baton Rouge. She may be from Texas, even Louisiana. Does not matter where. This is my destiny. It's my destiny. Because they're so fine. They're so bloody beautiful. I have to make this happen.
I love my people Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing?
All my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you. Y'all guys were wondering where I was at. I went to a concert. I went to a Christian rap concert in Denver. Yeah, the concert was so wonderful. I watched my brothers give a pretty good testimony about how they used to mess up their lives. And right now here they're doing good and gangster and Jesus. So that's pretty much what everybody was asking where I was at the other day. So guys, I wanted just to talk a little bit about what that wonderful white sister came up with out here about make mumbles. I mean, those people are actually watching these people. They are watching what these people are doing. They are watching their moves. They're watching their jealousy towards the successes. Did y'all hear what that white sister said? God bless you, queen. And we need more queens like this one here. And this one here is English, for God's sake. She said they are exhausted with the Mick Mumbles sitting down there trying to copy Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex. Because she can never measure up to that woman. Mick Mumbles has no experience in her life whatsoever. That kid was hanging around elder people, like the gender, male gender, on the yachts. That's what she was doing there around those places where normal nothing on her. And so this queen made a lot of sense, y'all. You know what she said? She said if Mick Mumbles did really have big C, if she had a big C, she would never sit down there trying to compete with nobody, trying to overshadow people that she cannot even measure up to their knees or to their ankle. She's like, why can't you sit down there and actually mind your own damn business? How can you sit down there actually try to build yourself when you're recovering from that big C? That big C is huge. People who recover from that, they behave certain way. I'm telling you guys, I work in mental health. I am a behavioral health professional. I've seen people going through big C. Those people come sit the other side of the table and talk to me, guys. Okay? They come tell me stuff. They come tell me stuff how they recovered and how they tried to change themselves, how they changed this big C changed their lives. They are not sitting down there competing with nobody. They are not sitting down there trying to fight with nobody. They are not sitting down there trying to overshadow anybody, nobody. But because Mick Mumbles is so bitter, she is the person she is, like this white queen told us out here. I'm telling you, this is the white queen. She came and said what she said. This ain't no coming from no of my black sisters out here. This is coming from a white queen. And she said it the way every single white sisters who really cares about racism, about the double standards towards the black people should come out here and call these behaviors out. Kudos to you, queen. I'm gonna look for your name again. I didn't remember your name yesterday, but you know today is a new day. But you know who you are. You spoke of lengthy about Mick Mumbles' behavior coming from recovering from Big C, and right now here coming to compete with Her Royal Highness Duchess of Sussex with her husband, because she tries to overshadow them when she ain't got no substance. She is nobody, no experience whatsoever. She's watered down. You know, when I tell you somebody's watered down, that means the person does not really have a lot to show y'all guys. They are watered down like they watered down the wine. Did you understand that? That analogy well? So I'm telling you, it is what it is. But I'm just really thankful to y'all white queen, white sisters who are standing up for the truth. God bless y'all guys. I'm gonna talk to y'all guys again tomorrow. Please go subscribe to my brother, the Notorious JTB _2.0 on TikTok, and also go to his channel on here on YouTube called the Notorious JTB, so you can subscribe. Let's get the brother to some upper numbers, so he could start getting some other money for the functionality of those channels. You know, all those channels here, they function with money, I tell you guys. And the more views we get paid a little something to kind of maybe change the camera or maybe change whatever. We have a lot of stuff that we have to pay around here. We even pay taxes. You know, everything is not free in this country here. Everything for all those channels to be up and running, it pays money to even be around here. Okay, so y'all need to follow those brothers and all of these Success Squad sisters, so we could bless all of them and get a little bit funding so they could run those channels accordingly. And also remember to go to my king, that's His Royal Highness Baron Sussex, that's with Royal Sussex. Y'all go follow the brother, follow my brother Baron, I love you. And also do not forget to go to my queen's channel, that's Weezy's channel, which is called Isabella Beck's channel. So y'all go to Weezy's Success, Her Royal Highness Weezy's Success. Y'all go follow my sister right there. I love you, sis, and I love y'all, the Success Squad. I'm gonna talk to y'all guys again tomorrow. Bye for now. Y'all have a good day.